Today we'll be talking about a rather discouraged or underthought process of recycling, reusing, and reducing. Reducing, reusing, and recycling can have various benefits upon the environment and can exist within much of the materials we see in our daily lifestyle. For instance, items such as household batteries, cardboards, CD and DVD cases, perhaps books, shredded paper, newspapers, steel cans, and used wood are just a few examples upon the various walks of life in which reusing, reducing, as well as recycling exists through. Reusing, reducing, recycling can also have various functionalities as a long-term prospect upon benefiting the environment. For instance, some of these items are continuously reused, such as perhaps woods for drumsticks can be used to create different items and also pose different functionalities, such as being used as educational purposes to teach people how to use drums, perhaps, or and therefore have various appliances today. Household batteries. Household batteries are usually made out of lithium and various other elements, which are usually harmful to the environment and hard to dispose of. However, with the correct procedures, one can simply recycle them in a recycling factory, or even by organizing them in their various placements, and these batteries can be used for various different uses. However, a rather innovative and creative touch to recycling and reusing batteries is by using batteries and other recyclable materials to create an art project. Art projects are truly these examples of art projects can be upon recycling and can raise awareness upon how can also raise awareness upon the benefits of recycling towards future purposes. Another considerable item, which can be easily recycled as well as has various benefits upon the environment, is cardboard. First off, cardboard poses various uses towards us as the common population. As first off, after cardboard's been used for its primary usage, it can further be used as to create projects or projects such as sculptures or even mass posters. These posters can comprise of raising awareness upon the message of recycling, and therefore benefits the forthcoming origin of the recycled cardboard. Another possible use of cardboard as being reused is to use cardboard when developing other items, or even being used as a storage container to store extra items which might not be as necessary, and therefore provide a highly functional use in lifestyle. Secondly, cardboard can also be used to it can also is also a popular recycled material. Usually, when we see recycling dumps, we always see an essential element being dustbins on recycling and upon cardboard. Cardboard usually poses when cardboard is recycled, it's usually posed as a another source of cardboard in which suppliers can use the new recycled cardboard to create other things, such as perhaps phone cases. Not phone cases, but when phones are packaged, they usually come in recycled cardboard packages. This also includes headphones or even computers. And secondly, cardboard can also be recycled to create paper, as cardboard is a far more thicker form of paper and therefore provides various other uses and can further benefit the environment by decreasing rates of forestry. And finally, an item which has several long-term uses and usually exists in various different forms, with examples of reusing, as well as recyclable impacts is our shred paper, newspapers, as books, as well as different articles. Usually, these provide several functionalities as provide various functionalities as they can be used in projects. They can be used to create sculptures, perhaps, and further raise awareness upon the idea of reusing, reducing, as well as recycling. primarily as we reduce the as we reduce the usage of paper. By reducing, we also cut down on on a high percentage of forestry, and allow for sustainable growth within our environments. As we continuously cut down trees in terms for the uses of paper, we continuously harm the ecosystem, which have further influences upon what we see today as our food cycles, in which some herbivores are not applicable, or not provided food, which therefore deafens or beckons upon the consequences of carnivores, as they now receive less food. Ultimately, even though we have much of the paper we have today is reused, we should most likely reduce our paper to prevent forestry. However, this doesn't truly restrict us. Other alternatives to paper have usually been in the upcoming and on the rise. For instance, whiteboards can be a long-term alternative to papers, as whiteboards are usually take a long time to tarnish. There are a long-term investment into education, and they can easily be scratched out and they can be easily rubbed out and replaced with other writing or anything else. In addition to this, we shouldn't restrict ourselves to not use paper. We can definitely use paper. However, we should invest in perhaps not using perhaps not using lots of paper firstly, or secondly using reused paper, or the third reason is by investing much of our paper into recycling. For instance, much of the recycling farms or dumps we see today heavily comprise on paper and paper landfills. This is usually as paper has various benefits and has several functionalities towards future projects, and can be continuously used or applied to today. As we can see, reducing, reusing, and recycling is a highly influential and highly benefiting prospect upon our environment. However, this is not usually regarded as a consequential problem by much of the common public. However, by sharing this video perhaps, or even by informing you, the common population or the public, we can continuously raise awareness upon the problem, and widespread the idea upon recycling, reducing, and reusing. However, an even more effective or direct example is by using the advice I've provided you, and further recycling and benefiting the environment. This can ultimately reduce the amount of pollution we face today, and in various ways we're also disposing items cleanly, as much of the products we see today are rarely disposed adequately. So as you can see, by reducing, reusing, and reducing various materials, it provides several benefits upon pollution, and restricts several drawbacks that we have upon continually developing a new materials such as paper, which instead of being reused is used through forestry and deforestation to continuously replenish. And finally, a highly noted point, and should be and perhaps a factor which can influence you, the audience, to even recycle, is that when recycling we can receive money. Not us, but you, the public. When you directly recycle, instead of the money going to government organizations perhaps, but the government usually persuades the people to recycle by providing them money. The amount of money can range from where you live, the type of material you given, such as paper might be far less, but even though it might be far more functional, to items that are rarely recycled but have various uses to companies, and therefore now are benefiting companies, and therefore those are more expensive. But by also producing an ample amount of products, by recycling an ample amount of products, we can also receive more money. So as you can see, recycling has various uses and definitely should be regarded when saving our environment. And last but not least, a president who's continuously approaching climate change as a formidable issue in today's society is Barack Obama. as he once said in the climate talk last year in Paris, that we might be the first generation, the 20th century generation, to face to face climate change, and probably the last generation to face it coming in the future decades. This further emphasizes upon how consequential and disregarded pollution can have upon harming ecosystems, highly affecting the food chains, and even destroying soils, which prevents plantation and growth of food and supplies for future generations. Think about it. You can be saving your children by simply recycling. Goodbye.